Hello, everybody. How are you? And welcome to Spiritually Raw. We're hoping you're having a fantastic day. So today's the day kind of days we have the best topics ever. Okay, we are going to talk about manifesting anything you want with ease. It's like the theme of our stuff, anyway, right? So it's like what we
That's what
talk about.
everybody wants to know about.
Vishnu Priya and Sabrina Lindner, I hope I'm pronouncing the names right, are here our soul sisters are here today to help us with that journey and show us what they've learned in their life that can help us on our journey in our life. Because that's all we got, right? So all we got is each other to help us with this. But this is about for those of you who want abundance, right? Which we all do, whether we admit it or not, we do want it. And so these two young ladies are here to help us with that. So today's topic, manifesting anything you want with ease. Easily manifest wealth and abundance using money consciousness. I love this, money consciousness. Again, with Vishnu Priya and Sabrina.
Fantastic. So let me just kind of give you a little bit of information on our guest, and we will be getting rolling. You said such an interesting thing already, though. Everybody wants it, but a lot of people are afraid to admit that they want it. And I think that's a great way to open the show up. So with that being said, let me introduce the founders. As Jay mentioned, Vishnu Priya and Sabrina, they are the founders of New Way Leadership. It's an energy work company. Love that. That is here to revolutionize creating financial success by doing 80% of energy work and 20% of physical work. I already love it. That's great. The goal is to create equal access to abundance across the globe by sharing literally their groundbreaking information, their formula, and creating spaces where entrepreneurs and individuals can come together to truly benefit from it. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you.
Thank you.
Definitely a topic that everybody wants to know about, wants to know how to do it. But I think you really hit it on the head as soon as you said it. But so many people are afraid to say, I want to be rich. I want wealth. I want prosperity. I want abundance. Why do you think that is? What is the block?
Number one, I guess everybody, I guess entire planet, right? We all believe money is bad. Money is, something that you have to run away from. Money is evil. And how much more are we taught, I guess we are fed with it, with that belief system, even from young age. So I guess that is one reason why there is a kind of fear around it. It's like, yeah, I want it, but, all that dancing energy that comes up. Sabrina?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if I look at my own life, I can totally see how abundance is sort of connected to, oh, I'm selfish, I am evil, I'm sort of taking away from someone else. That's another big one. So because in this world we are told that abundance is limited, we always feel that we are sort of taking away from someone else. When we want riches, when we want to live the good life, we are sort of, putting someone else down. And that's also where a lot of people are afraid, especially when they want to be morally right, to really state like, okay, I really want the best life there is on this planet. I really want to go all out.
This is definitely something that I think a lot of people are struggling with, that they feel like if they say that, it is not morally right.
Especially spiritual people. Somehow spiritual people have this thing that they have this gift and they need to stay. In 2023, they still feel like they need to be martyrs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and I love the money consciousness, and we're going to get to what that means. But what are some steps that can help people start to break this old programming, this old mentality that has been ingrained in for so long, that is really holding people back?
Yes, for that, I would say knowing what money is, right? So, for example, imagine if you know a person that somebody said that this person is evil and bad, and from then you have that perspective in your mind. But then you have never seen this person and you have all these false notions about this person. And for me, what breaked that kind of shell that I was in is when I got to know money as a being, as you can imagine, as a beautiful angel. for example. And I learned this from the book Love Money, Money Loves You by Sarah McCrum. So that book was a channeled book, and it was channeled, the being that is channeled in the book is the money being, right? So for the first time, I got to see who this money angel is, and what energy does that being have, and how that being feels like. How can you build a relationship? People call it building relationship with money, but here money is actually, you can imagine it as a being, like a human being. Imagine like a human figure to money, and that the money can talk to you, money can have a relationship with you, money can assist you in your life. So that book literally shifted my reality. I read the book first in 2020, and from then I started facilitating, teaching, preaching. That became my money Bible. Sabrina?
Yeah, absolutely. I would also say a big shift is simply to move away from thinking about money as the coins and the notes or the credit cards that we hold in our hands, because that's just a human system that we created. But what abundance is not that. It's really an energy that we call into our lives. So that's the first step we can take, just shifting our perspective and making that conscious decision. I'm not going to think about the coins and all that stuff anymore. I'm thinking about the energy of abundance or money. What does that represent? How does it feel if I'm an abundant person today? How would I shift how I talk, how I act, how I walk around in the streets? And that already brings about a big change. So just letting that run through our system can already be the first step to becoming an abundant person.
Sabrina, I want to carry on with you on this question. Do you think it has more to do with the fact that people they don't want money, or they're embarrassed about money, or they feel like they don't need it, versus maybe them being afraid of being successful and taking the steps and saying, well, what if I don't make it? What if
I do make it, but I lose it?
Yeah. What if I just can't hold on to it? Or what if what would happen if I told all my friends I'm doing this, or I'm doing one of this kind of business or that kind of business, and I'm opening this and I fail?
Yes.
How much of that plays into it versus just saying money is evil? What do you think from what you're...
Well, from our experience, it's all the same. Like it's for every individual, it might feel different. Like one might say, oh, I have fear of success. The other might say, oh, I hate money. I don't even want it. Or the other might say, oh, what if I lose it again? It's all different variations of the same story that we are not willing to really align with our true power as beings. Once we connect with our soul, with our higher self, our divine self, whatever you want to, connect with spiritually, and really start living as this highest potential on this planet. That's where a lot of misalignment is, and a lot of fear also. And these are just variations of the same basic fears that human beings basically have if they don't have a certain level of awareness. And still then it's a process, as we all know. And I let Vishnupriya to add to that.
Yes, and I guess we are also intimidated by, for example, politicians and business leaders who somehow appear to have lots of money, and at the same time we perceive them as bad people. Something is wrong with them. I don't want to be like them. All those belief systems that's coming up. I guess this addresses Jay's question, which is, when I'm a spiritual person, how do I accept money? Right? I guess that's a huge question. And even the question itself is based on a false notion that money is somehow corrupted for some reason, and then spiritual person means that I come from my heart. The truth that helped me shift that is when I heard one of the channelers that I was working with who said, God is money. And that statement is so profound. When someone says God is money, what they mean is the God, as we call it, creator or universe, however you would like, is is just manufactured with the energy of abundance. And money is just a representative of that abundance. So when you say no to money, you're saying no to God. You're saying no to the creator, the universe. You are rejecting God when you say I don't want money, or I don't want to, receive money for the services that I provide. So here, if you're truly offering a service from your heart as a spiritual person, God expects you to receive money in exchange for it. Or expects you to kind of respect yourself, honor yourself, love yourself by receiving money in exchange for the beautiful service that you're offering to the world. And this is what the Love Money book speaks as well, that there needs to be an energy exchange. Every time you're offering a service to somebody else, an equal amount of energy exchange has to happen. If not, you're creating an imbalance in this universe. So that was very profound in my transformation.
I just absolutely love that explanation. And I completely align with that explanation too. So, when people say, like they're on their shows, because we see this a lot on shows and stuff like that, people will be promoting something and they'll say, oh, well, I'm not in it for the money, but they're selling something, right? But I'm not in it for the money, but they're selling something. Are they similarly, by doing that, it's like they got one foot in, one foot out. They want it, but they don't want to, they don't know where it's
admit
at.
it.
Again,
Yeah.
same principles though. Are they, and this is, look, I get you on that, but are they denouncing God in that way still? I mean, maybe they're getting a little better at it by talking about it, but are they denouncing God by saying, I'm not in it for the money? Are they shutting down the blessings of what the universe is giving us by saying that? It's like saying, I'm not in it to eat. I'm not in it to drink
Yeah.
water.
That's true,
Right?
actually.
I mean, is it the same concept?
That's
It
actually
is.
Yes,
true.
Sabrina.
Absolutely. I mean, we see that even in our classes, the more people open up to just receive and stop covering it up with all these fears and these worries around, or what will people think about me? Or, what will people say if I suddenly have abundance in my life? That's when they receive. The moment they close that again with a statement, and we know our words, they represent our thoughts. So when they say, I'm not in it for the money, what they really do is step out of that vibration of abundance, that energy of abundance, and closing down the channels, basically. So that's something to be very aware of. Even when you want to create abundance with ease, you have to make sure that you stay in that vibration, that energy, and you don't shut it down with your negative thoughts, your negative emotions, and your negative speech even about abundance.
Actually, you said something that's really good. You said something, it's funny, but it's so true. Food.
Mm-hmm.
If you're eating the food, but then at the same time, you're enjoying the food, but at the same time, you're saying, I'm not in it for the food. It's really the exact same point. It's the exact same concept. I mean, it's so ridiculous, but yet it's so relative. Vishnupriya, can you help us understand what exactly is money consciousness?
Yes. So money consciousness means that you so we as a being, we are basically a consciousness, right? So we are consciousness. So when we speak about money consciousness, it's about knowing money fully ingrained in us, the truth of money, not the false belief systems that is around, excuse me. So false belief systems that is around the world. Instead, it is what truly is money. What's the truth about money? And I guess every one of us have to start asking that question, especially those of us who are not receiving money, finding difficulty with making money. The first question we have to start asking is, what's the truth about money? My mom said this, my teacher said this, my family said this about money, and I've learned so much about money. Is this all really true? The minute we start questioning our belief systems, that's when we are ready to transcend any false belief systems that we are holding on to. So, the minute you start questioning what's the truth, what is the real truth of the universe, and what's the truth about money, then you will be given, through the universe, you will be given the right resource. You will be shown the truth. And when you see the truth that, oh, like how I said, God is money, that I can accept money in exchange for my services. And what if money in your bank account represents how much valuable contribution that you have offered to humanity? right? What if money is just a measurement of your contribution to the world? If that's the case, you will be proud about money, that, oh yeah, today I made $1,000, which means that I have offered $1,000 worth of value to my world. So then it becomes proud. You become proud of every dollar, every money that you earn. And
Mhm.
that's one of the ways how we shift our money consciousness.
Tell me a bit, Sabrina, if you could, about the fact of, okay, well, how do people say, okay, well, I got to work harder. I'm working harder. I'm working harder. I'm working harder, but I don't have a thing. What is the disconnect? And tell me a little bit about, and we all hear about this, oh, well, work smarter, not harder kind of thing. But tell me the theory of how you apply it when you're teaching your students, the people that are attending your workshops, your classes. Tell me how are you delivering that message to them about that it doesn't always have to be blood, sweat, and tears?
Oh, yeah, that's a broad question. So I just get started and then I let Vishnupriya add whatever comes up for her as well. So the thing is really all about frequencies here, right? Like as New Wave leadership, we focus on the main frequencies of ease, joy, love, and abundance, because we say that will really take us to the 5D world if we can be that in this reality today. So that's what we focus on in our different classes. We start bringing that concept to people. What is it actually? How does ease feel? How can I step into that frequency each day? And that is in relation to money, in relation to relationships with ourselves or with others, our business, everything basically is really influenced by those frequencies. So and that's why the energy protocols and everything that we do around the energy work really comes in. How does it feel to be in ease? Most people don't even know. Well, they say, oh, I'm happy today for a moment, or I was excited, I got this new dress, and then after that I drop down into a lower frequency, or whatever it might be. They don't even know how it is to be constantly in the ease frequency.
Mm-hmm.
The same with joy, love, and abundance. So what we found for ourselves is like the more we can attune to those frequencies and really feel them, our life around us changed as well. We started working less and taking super aligned action. Like we usually come together and discuss, okay, where are we? How do we feel energetically about what we should be doing? What is then our next step from that? So we are super concise and focused in our action. And that is really the difference. When you let the frequency of ease flow into you, there is that letting go of the pressure and this conventional concept of productivity, really. The conventional concept of productivity is I work 12 hours a day, I run around the whole day, and that's when I can say I really am a valuable human being. There's this weird connection between my value as a human and how hard I have sweated, how much I was struggling for what I made, right? So letting go of that false concept and say, like, how can I actually do this in the most simplest and aligned way? And that's what we really teach our students as well. How is that possible? And once you're tuned to those 4 frequencies, it becomes easier because we don't have to be afraid anymore of all these concepts flying around influencing us. So Vishnupriya, please add to that.
Yes, yes. I guess the hard work concept is like when I say I made $5,000 this month working so hard, 10 hours a day, it feels like a certificate to me, right? Because of again, it's like a
Right.
belief system. When I
Right.
say I made this much money working so hard, I was sweating, I earned it, is a huge certificate. On the other hand, what if you say I made $5,000 while sleeping today? How does that make you feel? Right? So there's a huge difference between making money with ease and making money through hard work. It's really what is it that you're choosing? Do you want to work 10 hours a day or 12 hours a day for 1 month to make that money? Or are you choosing to make that while you sleep or with, dancing with joy that I made $5,000? So here again, it's a shift in belief system and perspective and your own choice. What is it that you are choosing? And when you can truly give yourself credit and certificate, when you make money through ease, you will automatically start questioning, okay, now I'm building my business. How can I create this with ease? If your target amount is whatever, $5,000 per month, the question that you have to function from is, what are the precise, concise 2 steps that I can take to make that happen? So, this is how at New Wave Leadership, we are focusing 80% energy work and 20% physical work.
I
So,
think that's excellent.
yes, spending lowest amount of energy physically for making the maximum return on investment. How can you get maximum return on investment for every energy, physical energy that you spend? So that's our perspective.
I love it. Sabrina, you said something. You were talking about ease. Lots of people have difficulty even feeling moments of ease to get to that point. What do you do in your day that attracts ease for you, and then it helps your day progress?
Yes, I mean, that's again an excellent question. And I must add that it also was a process for me. I was a sales manager in a corporate for several years. So you can imagine the huge shift from running day and night, feeling I have to always avail myself in meetings, and exactly feeling that sense of the rat race that most humans are still stuck in. And then that shift for me came gradually, but I think it can be accelerated when you exactly apply what Vishnupriya described, the 80-20 rule. So both our routines are very similar actually, because we do a lot of very specific meditations. We often do them together because we have found that when we are in alignment energetically, as we are building a business together,
That's great.
our actions are really super aligned, and we know, okay, this is the next step for us. So what is Sabrina going to do in that plan? What is Vishnupriya going to do? What are the other employees going to do? It's like it becomes a beautiful like wave, where everyone plays a part that is aligned. So meditation and spending a lot of time really contemplating and tuning into ourselves, like aligning with our souls, with our higher beings, asking our spirit support team, hey, what's the next step here? What would have to happen today for us to make this amount of money in our business, for example? And inspiration always comes. But the important first step here is also to know, what am I actually here to do? In what way am I going to serve humanity here? Because if you just run around saying, oh, I want $1 million here, but to what end? That is really the essence here, especially when we all know that this planet is upgrading. So we kept asking that question: why has the universe brought us together in this new wave leadership business? What is the purpose here? How are we going to serve? And whenever we do the meditations and the energy works, contemplating, we ask that underlying question: is it in service of our purpose here and of humanity?
Vishnupriya, what is when the students come into your class and meet with you, what would you say is the biggest challenge that you have to work with when you're with them? What seems to be the common denominator that you have to, let's call, break, if you would, to help them go to the next level?
Sure, I guess more of from the money consciousness class perspective, when new students or people step in, it's everything that they know about money, everything that they've learned about money, all their belief systems, their thought process about it. It's just standing in front, right? So it's like, hey, this is the belief system that I'm functioning with. Now can you teach me, please? And they are literally has this huge wall in front of them, and I'm like, sorry, I can't see you behind the wall. Can you please lower your walls? Because they have to be ready to let go of their beliefs, literally. And people who are not willing to change, they just cannot fit into the class because again, that wall is standing in front regardless of what I speak and teach. Nothing literally goes into them. So I have seen the students who truly succeed are the ones who still have the wall in front of them, but they are ready to say that, hey, I know I have some wrong beliefs about money. I'm ready to let go of all these beliefs. I'm ready to change my perspective. I'm ready to change my beliefs. I'm ready to change my behavior around money. So basically, who are willing to change are the best students who get succeeded so easily and within a short period of time.
Most definitely.
You know, just even like having this conversation with the two of you is just it's I think people should be doing something like this every day. It just it's like you're stirring the manifestation up, right?
Energy.
It's like we're talking money, we're talking good stuff here, the four of us, right? So it's I think,
and that is really honestly the first step, is to start talking about money and start talking about money in a positive way, because it has been so manipulated and the belief system about money has been so suppressed and has been really the classic line that everybody knows is, or they think that, or they've been taught that money is the root to all evil, which I really believe the lack of money is the root to all evil. Because when you lack money, you do things that you would not normally do if you had the income and the money to pay for it. So I think that's totally been reversed.
desperate people do desperate things.
Yeah. So there's a lot of chitter chatter about this new, I'm just going to paraphrase in what people are thinking, this new world that money is going to become obsolete and we're not going to need money in some time in, some people believe, the very near future. Some people believe the not so near future, but it is, an out there. What's your thoughts on that? And is that not helping the cause?
Sabrina?
Well, if we again remember that money is just an energy, then the money will always be there. It's
Right.
We already say it. It's like it is the God or the creator or the universe, whatever. It's part of it. So the energy of abundance or money will always be part of this universe. The way we express it as humans or what systems we build to sort of channel it, that might change. We have seen it from bartering all the way up to now using credit cards or having the new online currencies. Humans will always think of new ways. So I think, again, there's a lot of confusion there, what we are actually talking about. Are we talking about the human system? That definitely is going to change, because change is just part of the constant evolution of the universe. But the energy will always be part of this universe.
Do you think that as we start to evolve in these coming years and in this coming shift, let's call it planetary change, whatever you want to call it, do you feel like a shift where it's going to be where people literally there'll be separate versions of even though we're all living and we can see each other, will it literally be like a split earth that people see that those who say, okay, they're realizing the concept now of God is money, boom. Then there's ones that don't, boom. Or will we cohabitate? Where do you see that from your intuitive sense, your intuitive compass there?
Sure. So the first point to notice is the frequency of money is also upgrading as the planet is upgrading. So if you see maybe 10 years
That's
back,
interesting.
yes, 10 years back, there might be people who have money, could be energetically in a very low frequency, meaning that they have so much anger, they have revenge, there's hatred. Take a typical maybe politician, for example. But the shift that is coming up as the frequency of money is racing along with the planetary frequency, what that really means is people in higher frequencies are going to receive more money, and this is something that's going to happen, which is already happening, but also in the next 10 to 20 years, we will see that money is shifting hands from this kind of group of people to this higher frequency type of people. So when we say about higher frequency, we really mean the 5D consciousness, who function from unconditional love, who function from joy and ease, that the planet is also expanding to. 3D and 5D, we see 3D world as a world of pain, struggle, suffering, and all of that. 5D world we see as functioning from your heart center, functioning from unconditional love. And this is what money, as we're talking about the book, money is also talking about the same topic. That yes, money will be shifting hands. Everybody who, that doesn't mean that all the politicians or so-called corrupted people in the world is going to fall. What that means is they also have an opportunity to change, and if they are shifting and changing into, yeah, I have been this, let's say, bad person in the past, but now I'm opening my heart, I'm going to function from unconditional love. Anybody who steps into that space, regardless of your history, anybody who steps into that space will be receiving that frequency of money, because at the end of the day, you have to be in alignment with the frequency of money. So, money's frequency is more of ease, joy, love, abundance. And when you match it up, more money keeps flowing to you. So, the more we are aware of it, this helps us shift.
That was the most logical and clear explanation about money I think I've ever heard, which is excellent. That really just nailed it. The frequency of money is actually changing along with the frequency of the planet. Duh. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Of course, it's the only thing that would make logical sense.
I hope people watching, just as time goes on, they just get the courage to do what the two of you are doing right now, which is, again, referencing, and I get what you're saying, money is God, but I know people take that sometimes so literally. Oh, that's not what I don't think is being said here. It's just the fact that it's part of, I on a personal level believe we were here on this planet. We've been given these tools, and we accumulate these tools is what we do. And so let's just do what we can with them. I want to appreciate both of your courage to be able to step up like this, be the way showers of what people need to do, because life is different. You're right. The planet is changing. The planet is evolving, whatever it's shifting, whatever people call it, whatever the word of the day is. But at the end of the day, things are happening. So, people really need to take a look at the very least, embracing the money concept. I would say to you, be open to it, but more importantly, see what these two are doing. See how they're getting together, different parts of the world. See how they're meditating together. See how they're taking the principles of, hey, you know what? Well, that's a line. Make sure our energetic matches together tight. Then we can be of service to get others. I mean, see what's happening here. This is a really good archetype, what you've done. So congratulations to both of you on that. New Wave Leadership. So when someone goes to the website, can you share with us what that experience is going to look like, what the flow is, and walk us through that, if you would, to get to you?
Sure. Currently, we have two main classes that's running daily, which is our money consciousness class and our divine manifestation class. So you can have all the information in the website. And we are also offering 1 week free trial, because what we found is, regardless of how much we explain about it, unless people get a taste of it, they really cannot experience it. So we are happy and abundantly offering the free 1 week trial, so you can literally come sit with us in the class and have a taste of us, and if you really love it, you can continue. So those are the two main ones, and we also have few other masterminds and higher end programs, but I see most of them start with us from the money consciousness, because only then, that's kind of a beautiful ladder that we have created. And we also have a free Facebook group called Heart Center Entrepreneurs Collective. So that again is a space where you can catch us for free and taste us, so to speak, taste the beautiful offers that we have.
And if you didn't catch that, you can always catch the links that are in the show description as well. I did have another question too. How is your process different from the law of attraction that many people are familiar with? Or is
Sure,
it?
I am a person who has done all the sorts of law of attraction manifestation stuff. So, what I saw as a student of law of attraction versus as a student of our current content, how it shifted. So, for me, while I was practicing law of attraction, the first place where I started off was watching The Secret movie a few years back. And I was like literally trying everything out. But the law of attraction process of manifestation feels a lot of control, a lot of as if I'm
Mhm.
forcing something to happen.
Mhm.
I'm working so hard at it, talking, telling this affirmations in my head throughout the day. I'm like, I'm gonna make this happen. Why isn't it happening? Energy. Versus the divine manifestation class that we are currently offering, which we started offering only because we saw that is the easiest, so ease, if ease is what you choose, easiest way of manifestation. Guess what? Because we are all these beautiful souls who already have a beautiful plan for our life. So, as a little human being with small mind, I don't have to sit and design what I want in my life. Rather, if I can simply allow my soul, who already has a beautiful plan for me, to just come through me and manifest it, and my soul, or soul meaning, they already have everything to manifest anything in your reality. Now, what I'm doing is I'm standing in front of my soul and blocking my soul from manifesting all the beautiful things that my soul has. So, what I found as the easiest approach is, okay, I'll take my step back, becoming coming back to the back seat of the car, allow my soul to drive the car. So until I have my hands holding the steering wheel, it's like I'm going to control, I'm going to force things to happen. And all it takes is for me to just release, take a step back. My dear soul, I see that you have a beautiful plan for me. Please go ahead and implement it. And then the life changes, all the
That
glory of
is
the universe.
so true. And I have to agree with what you said about when the movie came out. I think everybody that is in this mindset gravitated to it, and were doing everything in their lives to try to make all these manifestations.
Mm.
Nothing was happening. We were actually creating more blocks because it felt like a lot of work. They didn't talk about, as you just perfectly mentioned, the ease of it. They seem to have left a lot of that part out of the equation. And it's funny, when Jay and I were in India, and the roads back then were really unpaved, all rocks. I mean, it was just dark. You couldn't see the hand in front of your face at night. There were no lights anywhere. I was literally in the backseat of the car thinking to myself, oh my God, we're going to die. Nobody will ever find us out here. But yet the driver was so cool, calm, and collected. And he said, God drives my car. God drives my car. And I'm like, all right, then I could chill out.
That's exactly it. Yes.
It's a surrender. It's a real surrender.
It's really surrender.
So, all right, you two, listen, I got to tell you something. I absolutely love this conversation, and I hope this is more of many to come, because I believe this is what the world needs really desperately right now. This is what the world needs desperately. People got to admit what they want and be proud of it and embrace their God. You two are a great example of that. So newwaveleadership.com, everybody check it out. There's a free way to be able to check them out, getting a vibe, getting a rhythm, see how you like the style, like the energy. What do you absolutely have to lose other than more cash? So go and check it out. I think I'm going to do it. So that's pretty cool. So thanks again for both of you for your service to humanity. We appreciate, again, you two being way showers and letting everybody know. Any last minute thoughts you'd like to share before you love and leave us?
Thank you, Jay and April. You are such amazing hosts, and your questions are so beautiful. Thank you so much
Yes.
for this amazing soul work that you're offering to the world. Really love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. All right, everybody. Well, as always, thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah.
Yes. And if you found value in this message, which I'm absolutely sure you have, please do hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe. And we would surely greatly appreciate if you would share the show as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, tune in often, tell all your friends. And most importantly, may all your dreams come true. May all your money dreams come true. Many blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.